What up, though? We back. Tapped in. This is just a continuation of the previous video. I got the same clothes on from the other video. I only took like 10 minutes. Sometimes I'd be like, how people be doing it? They wearing the same thing. No, it ain't the next day, same day. I'm just tapped in. But yo, okay, welcome back. It's your boy Street Coder Nate. And what I'm about to do is get y'all into HTML tags. This honestly like the last informational video. Maybe a couple, maybe one more if I'm not really thinking off the top of if I'm not really thinking. But I think on some real, like we should be able to hop right into some coding up HTML after y'all get this video into y'all this after y'all get this knowledge transfer into your own brains. So, like always, let's take this shot and let's get to it. All right. So once again, today we talk about HTML tags. Remember that a tag is has a less than sign, a tag name, and then a greater than sign. And we typically pair tags with a closing tag. So they're usually matching pairs. Remember, angle, double angled matching pairs. So double angle, this is one angle, this is another angle. They're double angle bracketed. So angle bracket, double angle bracketed matching pair. And so the matching pair would be the closing tag. And so today we're about to get into a bunch of different tags and why you shouldn't remember those tags at all and where to go that does the remembering for you, if that makes sense. Like Google helps us extend our memory because we don't have to remember as much anymore because we have Google at our fingertips in like 2 seconds. And so basically, what I'm about to show you is you don't have to remember all these HTML tags, and you shouldn't. But as you start programming, just some of them just gonna naturally be remembered. But most of them, you shouldn't be sitting there talking about some. I need to study this one, and I need to remember this because I'm going to be tested on it. Fuck no. When you start developing HTML and any website, honestly, you're going to be connected to the internet 9 times out of 10. Imagine you're developing a website for the internet. When you think you'd be connected to the internet, therefore, you got all the information at your disposal. Don't remember the shit you don't need to remember. Let the computer do that for you and really use your brain to process and connect the dots. That's what I do here. That's how I'm gonna teach y'all how to do that shit. So, on to the next slide. All right. Shameless plug. If y'all ain't followed me already, look, I got 9 subscribers. Look, I try to tell y'all, nine, I was zoned in too much. 9 subscribers. I ain't complaining or nothing, but all I'm just saying is 9 subscribers, y'all. I'm out here dropping gems. Microsoft developer, graduated from the University of Michigan, taught at boot camps, taught all over the damn world, and started my own international coding business. Tap in with me. We got a lot of shit coming out, dog. But I know it's still new. I got 4 videos. I got one uploading right now. As you can see, it's almost done. And so we're gonna have 6 videos by the end of this one, right? I'm just trying to make video after video after video after video. Y'all don't understand how much content I have. But for today, let's hop into HTML. So let's go to HTML tag reference. Like I said, I do not remember any HTML tags. Typically come right here. Right here, got everything that I ever need. Like everything. So, what do I mean by that? So they right here, they're ordering them alphabetically, but I don't even want that. Let me see. Well, first, let me show y'all. Let me take a look. Let me show y'all. Let me take y'all a look real quick. It says HTML reference, and then here we go. HTML tags. This is why I said don't remember all these HTML tags. You got this one, and then all of these. Bro, who's finna remember all of this? Not me. I promise you I'm not. So, and I promise you I didn't. Therefore, so how do I do HTML if I never remembered any of this? Once again, I just come back here. So typically with HTML, with anything, honestly, any software that you use, there's this rule called the 80-20 rule or the 20-80 rule, 80-20 rule that 80% of the time that you're doing something, so in this terms, 80% of the time that you're coding and you're writing HTML, you're only going to use 20% of what is offered. Therefore, 20% of the time you only use, or 80% of the time you only using 20% of these damn tags. Like I use div all the time. I could probably say it off my top of the head. Div, p, h1, a, image. You feel me? Like those are the ones I use off the top of my head easily. And so y'all, those are the ones y'all probably most likely gonna be using off the top of y'all head too. And so what do? I come here and I say, what do I need on my web page? And so you can have, let's just take a look. What are the things that you can have on your web page? You have an A tag. The A tag, this is the anchor tag. This is how you connect things to another web page. And so if you just peeped what I just did, I'm at W3 Schools and look, I'm at my HTML tags and you could just click on one of these, and what it will do is it will bring up the example. It'll give you the definition and the usage. The A tag defines a hyperlink, which you use to link from one page to another page, right? So you come here, it'll tell you the damn definition, right? But the best part is it'll tell you definition. It'll give you examples of it being used. It will break down all the different attributes. We get into attributes soon. It'll break down all the different attributes, and then even give you examples that you then can click on. You literally can click on the examples. So here they're showing an example where the image is a link. Here, the visit w3schools.com. So if I click on this, this takes us to w3schools.com. That's wild. And then if I come to this one is going the A tag. This is the A tag right here, and it's connected to an image tag, which put the image on the screen. So now if I click on this A tag or this image, it's going to take me to W3 schools just like that. So uh, when it comes to using a tag, just look it up. If you need to link to another web page, what would I do? I would honestly, I'm teaching y'all how to develop. What would I do? I would come here and say, what or link to another web page HTML, literally. And what is it going to do? HTML links and hyperlinks. It's going to come here and it's going to show me that I need to use an A tag right there. And then if this is not enough for me to know what I need to do, I can come to try it out myself. And as you can see, remember, it got the doc type, the HTML, the body. So we know that the body, everything that's on the web page is going to show up in between the body. So on the web page, we got this H1 that says HTML links right there. But then we got this P tag. This P is how you put like paragraph text. So things that aren't this damn big right here. H1 is like header one. So it's going to be a big ass header. Therefore, it's header one. But then the P tag is just like regular text that you see. Therefore, this is showing up just like normal size, if you will. So, but at the same time, we got this P tag, and remember I was telling you all about nesting. They nested a tag inside of that P tag. And how do I know it's nested? Is because this P tag opens right here, but then it closes right here, and then it has an A tag in between it. You see, you can nest like that. And so this A tag, it has this thing called an attribute. And what is an attribute? So this is the A tag links to another page, and it needs to know which page to link to. So it has this attribute, which is just it's another, it dresses it up, another thing, another way of saying this it describes this A tag. So this attribute describes this A tag. So this A tag right here is an anchor tag, and it's going to anchor to another page. Like anchor is going to be the anchor to another page. And what page is it anchoring to? You say, well, href equals the school there. And then the words that you want in between that people can click on goes the words that people can click on goes in between the opening tag. And as you can see, this opening tag is a lot longer because we added an attribute here, and the A tag needs an attribute. It needs the href, or is not going to render properly. So we added this A tag in between, and then we say visit w3schools.com right here. And when we click on it, it takes us to w3schools.com. Amazing. Okay, so that's the A tag, but all the other things that we could use. So we have the A tag, we have the abbreviation tag. What does the abbreviation tag do? Let's take a look. So we got this it says the abbreviation title is World Health Organization. So they abbreviated WHO to World Health or they gave it to the World Health Organization. And I don't know how to use the abbreviation tag. Once again, I don't know them all like that. But apparently, maybe the screen reader, that's probably what it's used for. The screen reader, if the screen reader was reading it, it would probably say World Health Organization. Something like that. So, but there are other tags. You got your acronym. Let's use one that I do know. Let's go with let's go with div. So div is just a block element. As you can see, the div defines tag defines a division um, or a section in an HTML page. So it's just making a section. Right here, make that little section, and then you could put things inside of a div. So a div, honestly, is just used to create, once again, sections, and then you put things inside the div. So if you say you had a heading section, then you had an about section, and then you had this, that, and the other, you will say like you create this div, and then you give the div, it has another like here's this attribute thing coming up again. This attribute name is class, and all elements have a class that connects it back to a CSS thing. We're gonna help it group it together. We're gonna for styling and all other things with JavaScript as well. But we're gonna get back to that soon with CSS. But we can give it a class, and typically, let's say if this div was representing our header, we would give the class header. And if it was representing, let's say, an about section, we would say the about section or whatnot for the class. So that's how we would do it. And so HTML has all these different elements once again, and the main ones, I'm gonna try to go over the main ones real quick because I'm already at 11. So I'm gonna try to get to 15 through the main ones, which is H1 through H6. These are how you create headers on your web page. Let's try it out real quick. So as you can see, we have this H1 right here, H2. So this is the HTML. I didn't even explain this, by the way. This is the HTML on the right side, but then all the way over there, you have the all the way over there you got let me see, all the way right here, this is where it's rendered at. So basically this is where you write it at, right there. You write it right there, but you render it right here, if that makes sense. Write it right here, render it right here. And so this is kind of like writing our code in Visual Studio Code and then checking it in the browser right here. That make a lot of sense, right? Okay. If not, hit me up in the comments, and I swear I love to explain this to y'all, but y'all hit me up in the comments. But then I only got 9 subscribers. Throwing shade again. But one day y'all gonna be subscribing. Check back to this video. You're gonna be like, he was talking his shit, but he was real. Okay, so yes, so for you can see that the H1 tag, this is a big ass heading, and then you got the second H2 tag, a smaller heading, and H3 and so forth. So these are all the H. Why would I remember this when they got all of this right here? I wouldn't remember this. You shouldn't either. Okay, so that's the H1 tag. So now you know if you ever needed a header on a web page, you know how to throw that damn header on there. Cool. All right, let's talk about the P tag real quick. Because if we just talking about text right now, we might as well go to the P tag. So we got our header text. What if we just wanted to throw some regular text on a page? Like obviously we I bet this is a header right here, right? And I bet this one is a header too. I bet this one's a H1 and this is a H2. But what about this text like this, like the regular text? That's the paragraph text. That's just the normal text. And it's called a P tag, a P element. It's just regular ass paragraph text like that, just like that. Simple, easy, shows up like this. Obviously, um, this is a H1 tag because you can see how big it's showing up, and then this is a P tag. Easy. Cool. That was easy. All right, so if we know how to put text on a web page, what else does a web page consist of? If we're looking up this web page has images, it has text, like at the bare bones. Let's not think about all the colors and all the movement and all that other stuff. Let's see the structure of this web page, the things that are physically on this web page. What are they? We have text, more text, some images, maybe a video, not even a video. All we got is text and images. So therefore, most web pages only got text and images. When you think about a web page, it's text, images, and videos. So those are the three things that I typically want to know about. So let's go to the images on one. And obviously, right, they got a tag called image tag. And so the image tag is kind of dope because it's a little different because it actually doesn't have a closing tag. And if you think about it, the open and the closing tags, um, they put things in between them, and then the things that show up in between it, or the things that go in between it, show up on a web page. Well, if we had an opening and closing image tag, what would go in between the tag? Would you say the image? But in a way, the image is kind of like the A tag, where the A tag had that A or that href, and then it set it equal to a URL. So that was the href was the attribute, and we set it equal to a URL. Well, image also has an attribute called src, which stands for source, and we set that equal to the URL of the image. So if we're setting that equal to the URL of the image, that means the image is going to be loaded from that URL. What do we put in between the open and the closing tags of an image? Nothing, right? Therefore, we don't have an open and closing tag of an image. We just have the image tag like this. And all you say is open square bracket or open angle bracket, and then you say image, you give it a source, and then you give it an alternative name. So alt stands for alternative name. I never add a width or a height. You ain't gotta do that, but if you do want to add a width and a height, this will say 500 pixels by 600 pixels. I usually do it in CSS. I don't ever do it on the HTML. But the alt, let's get back to that. The alt, what's going to happen is the image is going to try to load the image from the source. So it's going to, let's say this was a Google image, it will be like a google.com, yada, yada. And it will try to go to google.com and try to load this image into the source. But if it can't find that image, what happens is it uses the alt. And the alt just shows up and says, this is supposed to be a girl in a jacket. But we couldn't find the image, so it's just, we going to say girl in a jacket. We're gonna give you this bullshit ass image icon, and then we're gonna say girl in a jacket. You've probably seen it before on web pages. So that's basically what that is. So you got your image, you got your header tags to add the headings, you got your p tag to add different paragraph text, and then you got your image tag to add the different images onto the web page. So why in the hell do we have the rest of all of these? Well, they have the rest of these to scare you from going to try it. Well, you also need tables. You also need other things like just small, different things. Let's really take a quick look so I can show you. Here, this tag stands for, this is a comment. So if you need to create a comment is something that, let's say you don't want to show up on a web page, but let's say you was writing a complicated a block of code and you wanted to describe that to yourself. So if you came back to it, you didn't have to read the code to understand it. You would write a comment above it. And so this tag just showing you how to write the comment. Then we all know the doc type, and then we got the A tag, abbreviation tag. Let's see, acronym, address, area, article, audio, like body. We heard about the body tag, site, center, caption. Like, honestly, most of these aren't really doing much, but really like structuring. There we go. HTML is a structure. It's for structure. Is really just structuring our web page for us. And so, mainly what you need, I use the nav element sometimes. So here, what I'm trying to show y'all is that for creating web pages, you don't use 90 to 80% of these tags. You need to think about, when you're creating web pages, you need to think about what you're actually creating and then what you actually need. And then you can Google every step of the way. How do I create a header for my image? Or how do I create a header for my website? Then W3 Schools, I bet it's going to be the top five. And it ain't the top five. I say I give y'all five, but I just realized I'm doing this all on the internet and when it's gonna blow up. So $5 times a million, people gonna be 5 million, too many dollars. But I guarantee y'all that y'all, whatever I was just saying before, I I guarantee that. So we gonna keep going. So you're only using 20% of these once again. And so don't just Google, just or there we go. That W3 Schools is going to be the top five. It's going to be in the top five. If you Google how to do this on a web page or HTML afterwards, I promise you W3 Schools is going to be top five. Watch this. How to make an image show on a web page, HTML. I bet W3 schools is top five. It was number one. It was number two. W3 schools is always going to show up, man. Y'all can use W3 schools, and like I showed y'all, they got the example. It will literally show you how to do this with the example right here. How do you load an image? That's what I asked them. So first you put the H2 stands for right here, and then they show me how to load the image. So what I typically do is, okay, that's how you load the image. All right, bet. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, and then I just go straight to Visual Studio Code, and I'll just paste it somewhere. Let's say I paste it like right here, and then I'll paste it right into my code, and I know it will show up exactly how it's supposed to show up. That's the best part. I really love W3 Schools. They will show you how to do it, and then they'll give you an example that you could just literally copy the code right into your stuff. So that's real dope, honestly. So what we about to start doing is start getting into these tags. Like, what do we use? How, like off the top of the dome, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm making this web page. Let's just pull up a web page. Let's pull up Bing Basic. All right, so let's say we was creating Bing. What would we need for Bing? Well, automatically I see we need a nav bar. So create nav bar HTML. Create nav bar HTML. Come on. W3 School is gonna pop up. Come on, y'all. I'm telling y'all, W3 Schools is for it. How to create a nav bar with HTML. And look at this. Come on. I'm about to just go ahead, try it out for myself. Look, they don't created that nav bar. You telling me I can just go ahead and copy this code over to my own system and that nav bar will be there? I can copy this over to my own system and this nav bar will literally be exactly like this. If y'all don't believe me, you know what? Let me go ahead and spin up a HTML page real quick so I can show y'all. Let me open and I'm gonna put it into the documents. And remember, I said I'll make a front end work, and we're gonna call this one HTML tags. Let's create a new folder, HTML tags, example, like that. We in that folder, we gonna open it. Cool. We just got all blank files. We don't got no files in this folder. Let's create a new one. Let's save it, and let's call it index.html. Look, this is the basic HTML right here. If you do this and press enter, I'm gonna teach y'all how to set that up, but we just going through this real quick. So bang, bang, bang. And like I said, I'm about to copy all of that, and then I'm about to paste it right here. Paste. This is all that they just had. I just copied from W3 Schools to here. So I should be seeing my website look like this. Like I should spin up I just copied this over here. I put it into my HTML. This is their HTML. This is their HTML file. And then this is their browser. So if I spin up a browser real quick, um, yep, I ain't got that already open. So I need to go to Finder real quick. And then I go to desktop. Where we at? Desktop. Oh no, documents, and we go on the front end work, HTML tags, and I double click on that HTML file. Bro, tell me, does this, real quick, does that not look like this? Can I make this a little bigger? Look, tell me that that don't look like exactly like that, bro. Like, y'all don't understand. Y'all really can tap in. Y'all don't gotta remember any of this stuff. So then once you know what you have, you can start going in to the code because you got the code here. So all you need to know is the basics. You know the basics. Man, and I'm about to teach y'all HTML or CSS soon, but you know the basics. Look at this. This just got the doc type, like we talked about, the first line. It got the HTML. Everything need to go in between the HTML. Did I lie? Look, nothing after the closing HTML. Everything go between it. Then we got our head tag. Look, I told y'all I got the head tag. And what goes into the head tag? Our style goes into head tag. Why does our style go in the head tag? The style goes in the head tag because the style describes the HTML page. It says that this element goes over here and that this element goes over there. It's telling you all the different classes and stuff that you have inside your body, which is the actual physical part. And remember, I was telling you divs make different sections. So we have this section, which is the top nav. They created a div, gave it a class, and called it top nav. Then we have another section, and this section is just, they didn't give it a class. So this is just another section that has some words in it. And then you can see that this section is down here, right here. That's that section right there. So you feel me? Like this part, like you could really just copy from W3 schools. You don't have to remember any of this. And all you got to do is just start thinking logically, putting pieces together on how you wanted to manipulate this. Because now if I honestly come here and I look and I see that the top nav, when I hover over something, it it says top nav a hover, and it says that it turns white. So top nav a hover. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna go over here. When I hover over something, it turns white. Okay, cool. So what if I wanted to change the color to, let's say, red? And I don't really like that strong of a red. Let's bring it down to like this. Man, I'm teaching y'all Visual Studio cheat codes right now. Y'all don't even got to know these colors off the top of your head. Just say red real quick, and they'll give you an example. Say this. Come on, refresh this. When I hover, it is turning red. You feel me? Like it changes. Now you have a structure from W3 schools to work from. Now you just manipulate it to do what you need to do. And you could create some dope web pages. I'm telling y'all, I've been tapped in making hella cheese doing it this way, and y'all can do the exact same thing. Okay, this video getting a little too long. We had 26 minutes. This is the longest video I ever made. So, bang, we're gonna get here. You made it. You understand HTML tags. This is basically, if you need an HTML tag, go to W3 Schools. If you need to know, if you're trying to figure out what to do on your HTML page, Google the exact thing that you're trying to do, add an HTML to the end. W3 Schools is coming up every single time. Every single time. And if W3 schools ain't coming up, Stack Overflow coming up, and I'm gonna get y'all hip on that one soon. So y'all made it. Congratulations. We about to tap in now. Honestly, y'all already know about HTML tags, y'all know about all the other stuff. It's time to find us a website to copy and to just get into it. But the thing is, if we just get into it without understanding CSS, that website ain't gonna look exactly like that website. The website we create won't look like the website that we're trying to copy. So we need to understand CSS. Therefore, you feel me? CSS is coming up right next. Right next. I ain't finna be in this shirt because I'm about to make the CSS video. It'll probably be tomorrow I make it. But CSS coming up soon. All right. Once again, follow your boy on Instagram, or you're gonna hear me talking about how I ain't or on Instagram, but also on YouTube. Come on, give me a subscription right there. It ain't even that damn hard to click subscribe. You feel me? You come here on my channel, okay, and then all you gotta do is go on one of my videos, subscribe. It shouldn't even be that hard. Look, the other video don't upload it. This understanding HTML. This the video that came before this video. So, and now we got the tags in this video. So anyway, come to the boy page, hit the subscribe, share my content, let everybody know it's a person out here that who's not white, who drinks wine while he teaching you how to code, and also graduated from Michigan, works at Microsoft, and going to teach y'all how to code the proper way so that y'all can get out here and start making some bands. I'm talking about bands. It is a lot of money in this shit, dog. Fuck bands, M's. It's some M's in this for real, for real. And so you gotta tap in. You can sit at your own computer at home and do this. You don't even gotta move. I just been traveling for the last 2 to 3 months, traveling, doing whatever I want, trying to figure out what the fuck I want to do with life. But seeing family, going places, and smiling, man, because this shit is real, man. This is a whole new world out here. So look, I'm about to get off of this. 30 minutes is way too long for me.